Today is Black Friday. I sound like absolute dookie. I have a really bad cough right now, but it's not gonna stop us from going to our local game stores and searching for Switch games. Whoa! See you guys there.
Hello everybody, welcome back to another video of me doing some game hunting. Until I learn how to speak in person with the camera, I'm going to be doing a voiceover because I'm too shy, man. I feel like I talk too loud in a game store. Today for Black Friday, I actually decided to go to a lot of local stores in my area because I felt like the deals there were going to be like way better than what like Target was doing and stuff. And right off the bat, my girlfriend already spotted like a few games we were looking at the night before. Pocky and Rocky was one she saw. She didn't really know that it's kind of like a top-down shooter, which isn't really her style. She's more drawn to the RPGs, whilst I am more drawn to the easier games because I guess they feel like you're putting less time into them, but you're having more fun. Overall, I think this store's game selection is it's so well put together. I say that, but you know, like all game stores, their inventory is from trade-ins, which is kind of funny. But either way, I think that this one has such a great selection. I mean, even all the amiibos are really nice, and you know, I would probably pick these up, but I'm not a big amiibo collector. I know I said this was going to be a Switch video game pickup video, blah blah blah, but I mean, how can I not show off the rest of the store when everything else just looks so freaking good, man? This blue cabinet is showing off like a lot of Sony games and, you know, more handheld stuff. Just right here alone, there's a bunch of DS and 3DS games, and you can see that some of these are kind of pricey, and I don't know if it's just me, but as I've been collecting a lot more 3DSs and DSs, I've noticed that the prices for those games seem to be like way more than probably what a normal Wii game would be. On to the next cabinet, there are more DSs, 3DSs, a Game Boy player, a Wii remote, you know, there's a ton of NES games. This is like way older than me, so I feel like the NES stuff is just, it goes a little bit out of my range. Nintendo 64 and Super Nintendo are probably the farthest back I'd ever go to collect for. Here is some of the Famicom and Super Famicom stuff, which it seemed like he was doing some big deals on this, like buy one get one for Black Friday. They probably don't really sell as well as the other games in the store, so I mean, kind of makes sense to do. And here is some more of the handheld stuff, you know, the smaller items, I would say. Just some beautiful cover arts to look at. My girlfriend and I were laughing at like this old anime art style that they would use for a lot of the games. I guess we just really both like looking at that stuff, and then, you know, we were looking at these as well, which is kind of funny. There's just something about that old artwork that they would use for video games that I guess they don't really do it like they used to. Kind of like this WarioWare Twisted for the Game Boy Advance. This is like a lenticular box, which, I mean, when's the last time you've seen someone do a lenticular box artwork? And here's just me pointing out to my girlfriend that this is not a real Game Boy Color case. They were only cardboard. Going up to the front counter, you can see that there is just a ton of heavy hitters in this glass case. I mean, just look at these 3DSs alone. I really wish I had the money to buy these because I think they would look beautiful in my collection. Below that, we've got some like very obscure, I guess, Japanese games and stuff. I've never seen some of these, so it's kind of interesting. And of course, up top, you've got all your GameCube bangers like Fire Emblem, Pokemon XD, Luigi's Mansion, Wind Waker, all of those. And here's just some like common Wii games. I feel like a lot of game store videos don't really show off the common stuff, and they kind of just more so focus on the heavy hitters in the glass cases. So, you know, if you go to a game store, there's always a chance you can find some really good common games.
Alright, so here are the games that we picked up. First up, we have Super Neptunia, RPG, an anime game that my girlfriend probably will love to play. After that, we have YS Origin, or Yes Origin for the Switch. Another RPG because my girlfriend loves RPGs. And I didn't get anything because I was looking for Stardew Valley and Story of Seasons, Grand Bazaar, but they didn't have it. And she got a card. Oh my gosh, it's Gotharita. We love our thick goth girlfriends, am I right, guys?
Today, we're at Texas Time Warp.
searching for video games. Let's see what they have. This one is more so of a toy store instead of like a video game store, but they do have a dedicated video game section, which I absolutely love this entire room. I mean, there are just a number of things to look at. Literally, if you pause the video at any point in this room, you're bound to find something that you recognize. For instance, these Ragnarok Online figures that I show off right here, these are like 80 bucks each. I guess they're kind of rare. I love everything about this store. They do so many events as well for the community, and I just think they have always like such a great selection. Moving on to the Switch games, I apologize if my camera does horrible in low light. Right off the bat, I didn't find my Stardew Valley or Story of Seasons here, but they did have like some really interesting games to look at. Banana Rumble, I think this Monkey Ball game is literally so good. And then I was pointing out this Nexomon game, which I've never seen, and it kind of just sounds like a monster capturing game. But then there was Monster Hunter. I promise I will do better next time trying to record. The low lighting on this camera is just so bad. There's so much good stuff in this store. I keep saying it, but truly, what is this whole wall? Oh my guys, we're here. Oh, get this bozo off the screen. Moving on, behind the counter, there's two glass cabinets with, just a bunch of Super Nintendo games. You can see how stacked they are. On top of that, there's a bunch of NES games. Even more NES games, a little bit of Nintendo 64 as well. I wish I could actually go through and show every single game in here, but that would be way too long. And then without letting this video get too long, here's just some more like handheld stuff that they have. This red Game Boy Advance SP, I want to say they wanted 80 bucks for it, which in the condition that it's in, I think that's a really great deal. On top of that, there's some DSIs and stuff, Game Boy games. There's this huge shelf's worth of PS2 games, and then next to it there's a bunch of handhelds, which some of these are actually modded, like with full screen mods and everything, so I think these are like absolutely fantastic to have. With my horrible footage, here is some more Sega and PlayStation stuff in another glass cabinet, and I ended up getting this Nintendo Switch Lite case for my Nintendo Switch Lite that I got from a thrift store. And we are on to the next location. Alright, last store was a bus. Now we're at Replay Games Houston in the Heights, Texas. Alright, and I'm just going to do like a really quick run through of this store because I only got to be in it for a little bit. There was a lot of people in here. I think the Black Friday deal that was going on here was like buy two, get one free for like everything underneath $10, which I think is really good. There's a ton of games out there under $10 that, you can actually sink some time into. This entire glass cabinet is more so like handheld stuff, and I think I show a little bit more of it, but after moving on from this case, I actually get to go see the Switch games. And don't be mad at the quality of the video. Once again, the camera, low lighting, we get it. Right off the bat, there's nothing too crazy sticking out to me from these Switch games. I know a lot of times Switch games are going to be like closer to retail price just because I guess the margin that you buy it for versus what people want to buy it for, it's always going to be like way less. Regardless though, I think there are some staple Switch titles that, you kind of have to play if you have a Switch. And actually, there is two games that stick out to me, one of them being Xenoblade Chronicles right here. I really want to play through this entire series, but it's capped at 30 frames right now on the Switch too. I mean, it's not bad, but I just want to be able to play it at 60 frames. And right above it is Shin Megami Tensei V, another game that I have a bunch of friends always say, play Shin Megami, play Shin Megami. Guys, I'm sorry, I'm very bad at RPGs. They're just not my thing, man, I'm sorry. Another glass cabinet with a bunch of Game Boy Advance and Game Boy Colors and Game Boy games, all complete in box. Well, maybe mostly complete in box, but hey, look, WarioWare Twisted once again. I think this selection of Game Boy Advance games and Game Boy games is absolutely beautiful and it's marvelous to look at, but the prices, on the other hand, for a lot of these games is a bit too high. Alright, so sadly, no Switch games anywhere for me, dude. I was looking for two Switch games and I couldn't find anything. It sucks. I think I'm gonna maybe check Target. I know, big corporation, that sucks. So we'll see. We'll see if Target has anything. Ooh.
I'm at Target because I didn't realize, but Story of Seasons Grand Bazaar is a brand new game. Silly me. And there it goes. Nintendo Switch 2 edition. I was also wondering if they had Stardew Valley on sale. Oh. What? That's the Switch 1 version, but I want the Switch 2 version. They're booty games over here. I don't see Stardew Valley. Uno. I don't have Uno. I guess I'll just have to ask the guy.
$49.99.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I'll take that one. Oh, damn, that one's on sale too, bro. Nah, I don't need it. Does it say when the deal ends or no?
At the bottom.
Oh, damn, today? Should I get it, bro? We have the game. We've got it. Now, after like a day of Black Friday hunting, I didn't find anything, but I did get the game that I wanted because it was either this or Stardew Valley. I don't know, man. I just want a farming game to play right now. Story of Seasons Grand Bazaar. I heard this is the best Story of Seasons to play on the Switch right now. It's a remake, I think, of the GameCube version. It was either this or Stardew Valley, and Stardew Valley seems to be nowhere to be found, apparently. Plus, I've already played through Stardew Valley, and I just want another farming game, man. I want to have my cute little cows that I can pet and name. Oh my god. Guys, I don't know if this is going to be an actual video or not, but let me know if you want to see more IRL game hunting and stuff. Maybe I'll get more comfortable with it. Bye!